When you use a sweet baby voice and hug your dog tightly, do you know what they actually feel? You probably think they feel your unconditional love, your comfort, maybe the absolute safety of a human mother. But the truth is far more disturbing than that. And when you understand what science has actually found, the way you touch your dog will change completely. Most owners have no idea, which means they are unknowingly causing their dog severe psychological distress every single day. Let us start with why your version of love is actually a biological threat to your dog. Section 1, the two species illusion and the acoustic trap. Let's start by destroying a massive lie. If your dog seems to prefer your husband, traditional dog trainers will tell you the dog views the man as the alpha pack leader. Science proves this is completely false. To understand why your dog picks a favorite gender, you have to stop looking at humans as people. To a dog, you are a biological machine that produces three specific things: sound, space, and routine. When a dog ignores the woman of the house and worships the man, they are not making a moral judgment. They aren't being sexist. Their nervous system is simply reacting to the physics of those three things. And the very first thing that accidentally pushes them away from women is the exact way women try to show them love. Let's talk about the physics of sound. When a woman greets a dog she loves, what does she naturally do? She smiles, raises the pitch of her voice, and speaks rapidly. Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy? We call this baby talk. Women do it instinctively because human babies respond beautifully to high-pitched melodic sounds. It builds a nurturing, emotional bond. But a dog is not a human baby. In the animal kingdom, a high-pitched, fast-paced sound means only one of two things. It is either a frantic littermate trying to play, or it is a small prey animal squeaking in distress. When a woman uses an excited baby voice, she thinks she is comforting the dog, but she is actually shooting a burst of adrenaline directly into the dog's nervous system. The dog's arousal levels spike. They might jump around, bark, or run away because their brain is being acoustically overstimulated. You don't take orders from a squeaky toy. Now look at how the average man talks to a dog. Men naturally speak in a lower baritone register. They use a monotone pitch and they usually speak much slower. Hey buddy, sit. To a canine brain, a deep, slow, resonant bass sound mimics the low rumble of a calm, stable adult dog. It acts as a biological grounding mechanism. It physically slows down the dog's heart rate. The dog doesn't love the man more. The dog is just magnetically drawn to the man's acoustic frequency because it feels relaxing, while the woman's high-pitched voice feels like drinking 3 cups of coffee. Section 2, spatial pressure. But sound is only half the equation. The second reason dogs seem to prefer men has to do with geometry. And once again, human affection accidentally ruins everything. When a woman approaches a dog, she wants to connect. She turns her body to face the dog directly, bends over them, reaches her arms out for a hug, and makes direct, loving eye contact. In human culture, this is pure love. In canine culture, this is a physical threat. In the language of dogs, making direct eye contact, standing face to face, and leaning over the top of another animal is called looming. Wrapping your arms around their neck restricts their movement. You call it a hug. Their primitive brain calls it spatial pressure. Even if they tolerate it because they love you, it makes their nervous system slightly anxious. Now, what does the lazy husband do? He walks into the room, sits heavily on the couch, leans back, looks at the TV, and completely ignores the dog. To a human, ignoring someone is rude, but to a dog, ignoring someone is the highest possible form of politeness. In canine psychology, averting your eyes and turning your body away is called a calming signal. By sitting on the couch and ignoring the dog, the husband is accidentally speaking fluent dog language. He is telling the animal, I am no threat to you. You have total freedom in this space. Because the man offers zero spatial pressure, the dog feels incredibly safe to approach him. The dog climbs into the man's lap, not because the man is the boss, but because the man is the only person in the room respecting the dog's personal space. Section 3, the vending machine versus the slot machine. This brings us back to the living room we talked about at the beginning. Why does the dog ignore the woman who does 90% of the chores, but worships the man who does nothing? Humans operate on gratitude. If someone cooks your food and washes your clothes, you feel loyal to them. We assume dogs think the same way. She fills my bowl, therefore I must love her. But a dog's brain operates on an ancient survival economy. They do not value what is given to them freely. They only value what is scarce. Because the woman feeds the dog at the exact same time every day, walks them on a schedule, and is always available for petting, the dog's brain categorizes her as a vending machine. Vending machines are great, but they are boring. You put a coin in, you get a snack. There is no thrill. The husband, however, is often at work or emotionally detached. He rarely initiates physical contact, but maybe once a week he gets down on the floor and wrestles with the dog or randomly tosses a piece of steak. To the dog, the man is not a vending machine. The man is a casino slot machine. In behavioral psychology, this is called variable ratio reinforcement. It is the exact same neurological mechanism that makes humans addicted to gambling. The dog never knows when the man is going to pay out. Because the man's attention is rare and unpredictable, it becomes incredibly valuable. Your dog doesn't love him more. Your dog is just addicted to the gamble. You didn't lose your dog's love. You just became too predictable. Section 4. The dark side, busting the rescue myth. But what about the opposite extreme? What about the rescue dogs in the shelter who aggressively bark at men or cower in fear when a man enters the room? As we mentioned earlier, the shelter staff will almost always tell you the dog was abused by a man. Everyone believes it because it makes logical sense. But veterinary behaviorists warn that this is a dangerous assumption. In the vast majority of cases, it isn't abuse. It is incomplete socialization. A puppy's critical socialization window closes at around 12 to 16 weeks of age. During this time, many puppies are raised exclusively by female breeders, female shelter workers, and female foster moms. They grow up only smelling estrogen, hearing high-pitched voices, and seeing smaller female frames. When that dog finally meets a tall man with broad shoulders, a deep, booming voice, and a heavier walking gait, the dog is terrified. But they aren't having a flashback to being hit. To the dog, that man is literally a giant, geometric alien species they have never encountered before. And the most terrifying part? Facial hair. Dogs communicate heavily through micro-expressions around the mouth. A beard completely hides the jawline. To a dog, a man with a beard is a giant, heavy-stepping creature wearing a permanent mask. Because the dog cannot read the man's facial expressions, their brain assumes the man is hiding aggressive intentions. Their fear is based entirely on the biological fear of the unknown. It isn't canine sexism, it is a threat detection system working exactly as nature intended. Section 5. The secure base paradox. If you are the woman in this scenario who does all the work, this probably sounds incredibly depressing, but psychological science has a beautiful explanation that will completely change how you feel. It is called the secure base effect. When your dog ignores you to go sit with your husband, they aren't insulting you. They are campaigning for his attention. They don't need to campaign for your attention because they already own you. You are the foundation of their entire universe. They know your love is absolutely guaranteed. When a dog is happy and wants a dopamine rush, they will go to the fun, unpredictable husband. But watch what happens when the dog is sick, terrified by a thunderstorm, or feeling highly vulnerable. They will almost always bypass the husband and bury their head directly into the woman's lap. Ignoring you to go play with the fun uncle is actually the highest psychological compliment a dog can give their mother. It means their nervous system is 100% secure in your bond. They ignore you because you raise them to feel perfectly safe. Your dog isn't sexist, and they certainly aren't ungrateful for all the hard work you do. They are just complex biological creatures trying to navigate a human world using sound waves, spatial pressure, and chemical rewards. If you want them to listen to you more, drop the pitch of your voice, stop forcing hugs, and make them work for their food. But never forget that being the boring, predictable parent is actually the greatest gift you can give them. If this video finally solved the mystery in your house, hit that subscribe button, and I have to know to settle the debate. Who is the strict parent in your house, and who is the slot machine? Expose them in the comments below.